Okay, yesterday I did matrices. I just want to tell you this first. If you have a n by n matrix, n represent the number of rows, n represent the number of columns. Okay? And this whole thing is called the order of the matrix. Correct. It's the order of the matrix. Okay? Now I'm going to go through all the main things. Then after that I'm going to go through the questions that I have. Alright? Now, next. What do you mean by a zero matrix? Zero matrix will be when all the elements are zero. Understand? That's called a zero matrix, and it can also be called a null matrix. Okay? Now, what do you mean by a square matrix? Square matrix will be the rows and the columns are equal. Okay, number of rows is equal to the number of columns. Is that clear? That's being called a square matrix. For example, this is a 2 by 2. This is a square. Another square will be what? 3 by 3. Another square will be what? 4 by 4 and so on. It's a square matrix. Okay? And for square matrix, there's something called the identity matrix. Remember I told you? Along the principal diagonal, this is called the principal diagonal. You have all the ones there. Understand? This is called the identity matrix. And I told you yesterday that in the matrix system, the identity matrix will serve as the number 1 like that. Understand? I will show you the matrix multiplication later. Is that understood? Okay? And there are 2 kinds of matrix multiplication whereby you have a scalar. Scalar means a number multiplied by a matrix. You also have a matrix multiplied by a matrix. The one is more difficult. Okay, I'll teach you, don't worry. Okay? Now let's take out the homework that I've given you yesterday. Alright? And I also told you that when 2 matrices are equal, the elements have to be exactly the same. Alright, the elements have to be exactly the same. Okay. Actually, what do you call this entry? 1, 1 entry, right? How about this one? 1, 2, right? Always the row first. How about this one? 3, 2, right? 3, 2 entry. Okay, can? Alright, okay. Now, so I've done all this. Take out your homework. I'm going to go through now. Exercise 4 is, I give you question 3, and I have already gone through that with you, right? So there's no problem, okay? Now, next. 6C. No problem, raise hand. 6C. Okay, 6D. Sorry, not 6D. 6E. Can you find all the unknowns? This is very easy kind of question, am I right? Okay, alright. Now, I want to do question 7 with you because I want you to know how to explain. Because when you go on to the last part, whereby we have the multiplier kind of question, you need to explain a lot of things. Okay, let's look at number 7. Your table below shows the total number of rows scored in each of the circle matches between 4 teams in a quadrant. Each of the 4 teams plays against one another only once. Okay, only once. Alright, now, next, 7 part 1. Represent the data in the table using matrix S. This will be the matrix. That's right. Everybody okay? Now, each team play against each other only once. Okay? Now, can you tell me why or how this diagonal is? Yes, because they cannot play against themselves. Like team A cannot go and fight team A. Then you take a look. Why is it that, can you see the question again? The table below shows the total number of goals scored in each of the total matches between 4 teams in a tournament. Each of the 4 teams plays against one another only once. Now, can you tell me why this matrix, can you see is symmetrical about this line? You know what's not symmetrical? Can you see there's a 7 as a mirror image here? Then can you see 1, 2, there's a 1, 2. After that, can you see? Okay, now why is that so? I'm teaching you to observe. Now, can you look at this 7? This 7 is when what? A fight with B, right? Correct? Look at the top here. What is this? Also team A fight with B, right? The question says they play against each other once. So it must be the same. Do you agree with what I'm saying? It cannot be different, right? That means it's a different match altogether. Do you get what I'm talking about here? That's why it's symmetrical there. Do you follow? Okay, next. Let's take a look at part 2. What is the total number of goals scored in a match between Team C and Team D? What is the total number of goals scored in the match between Team C and Team D? Do you agree it's 5? Correct. No matter which one you see is also 5. Am I right? Okay, next one. Part 3. What does the zeros in S represent? Because when I said this the last time, right, a lot of people tell me there are 0 goals. Actually, it's not true. It can be 0 goals if it is other place. But this thing here, there's no 0 other than this row. I mean this diagonal. Actually, what does it mean? There's no match, right? Do you agree or not? There's no match, right? Okay. So, what should we write? Let's write this properly. The zeros in S represent that there is no match between the same team. Everybody okay? It's not no scores scored. This one is no match. Everybody clear? Okay. Now next part. Find the sum of the elements in the second row of S. Okay, my second row of S, which one? Second row of S is where? This one, right? 3042, right? Okay, so this is 9, right? Everybody can get 9. But what does 9 represent? It's not total team B goals. It's the total number of goals scored in matches played by team B, right? Look at it's not team B score how many, it's when team B play the total number of goals scored in all the matches. Am I right to say that? Look at the first sentence first. All of you look at the first sentence. The table below shows the total number of goals scored in each of the soccer matches between 4 teams in a tournament. That means B play with A score the whole match is 3 goals. But you don't know whether team A or team B scored. Am I right to say that? Now you look at the next one. 0 of course B cannot play with B. Okay? 4, what does it mean? When B play with C, the total goals in that particular match is 4. Do you understand? Then what does 2 mean? 2 means the total score when B play with B is 2. You don't know which team scored. Everybody clear with what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will write, is the number of goals team B scored. It's not true. Can you see what I'm talking about here? Can you see what I'm talking about here? Yes or no? Okay, you read the first slide again. The table below shows the total number of goals scored by each of the soccer matches. Understand? Between 4 teams in October. Everybody clear with what I'm saying here? Okay, for those who cannot read again, I'll give you 1 second. Okay, can? So what does this line represent? Line represent the total number of goals scored in matches played by team B. Then they ask you to explain part 5. Okay, this is what I explained just now. Can you explain why the elements in S are symmetrical about the diagonal of zeros? You know what symmetrical now? That means it's the mirror image of each other here. Because why? Why would it be the same? Because the total number of goals scored in the match between 2 teams will be the same, right? Am I right to say that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Or team A played against team B means team B played against team B. The same thing. Alright? Okay, so part 5. The total number of goals scored in the match between 2 teams is the same. Everybody okay? Correct now? Yes or no first? Yes, huh? Okay, good. So that will conclude your 4A. Are you okay? Yeah, huh? Now, 4B. I'm going on to addition and subtraction now. Okay. I'll read the question. If there's a problem, please raise your hand up. 4B. 2B, 2F, 2H. Now, I want to know your 2H answer. What did you write? You must put bracket 14 because it's a matrix. Don't just give me 14. A lot of you will give me 14. Is it correct? Give me 14. You must put in matrix form. It's a 1 by 1 matrix, only one element. Everybody clear? Yes or no? Okay, alright, good. Now, next one. I'm going on to question 3 and question 6. I want to show you the working. Is that clear? Because if you cannot master this, you cannot do the last part. Okay? Everybody okay already? Can I clean out now? question number 3. Okay, now look at question number 3. The marks of a mathematics test and an English test for 3 students are shown in the matrix P. The total possible score for each test is 50 marks. So, the first one, P, is this: 41, 39, 38, 33, 29, and 36. Now, I think you know what are the entries. The first one, 41, is Nora's score for mathematics. Understand? The second one is Shirley's score for mathematics, and so on. Everybody okay? Right, huh? Now, in the second test for mathematics and for English, Nora scores 42 for mathematics and 33 for English. Shirley scores 35 for maths and 40 for English. And Amira scores 38 for maths and 37 for English. Express the marks for the second test by using matrix Q in the same order as P. Okay? So, part 1. Q will be 42, 33, 35, 40, and 38, 37. Is this correct? Is this correct? Yes or no? This will be your matrix Q. Alright? Now, next one. Part 2. Find the matrix P plus Q. Okay, now, what is the answer? 83. Is this correct? Is this correct? I'm talking to you. Is this correct? Okay. Actually, I'm not worried about this. It's the last part. Okay. Explain what the numbers in the matrix in part 2 represent. How do you explain this now? Actually, you know what it is, but how do you explain it? That's the problem. Okay, can you tell me what does this 83 mean? What does the 83 mean? Total score for maths, right? For who? For Nora, right? In the 2 tests, right? Everybody clear? Everybody clear with what I'm saying? Okay, so, they represent the total marks. What, 3? Okay, so they represent the total marks scored for the 2. Is it for the 2? Yes. Mathematics and English test by Nora, Shirley, and Amira. And to get, and just write, because I said for the 2 mathematics and English, and this one will go with this, and 2 English will go with it. Doesn't matter. As long as you tell me got compare with it. Alright? Okay, now number 6. This is the one that a lot of people they know how to do, they anyhow explain now. Okay? Now can you see that I chose all the advanced level, actually it's not very advanced. Okay, now let's look at number 6. Now, can you see the usage of matrices? Matrices are they can create an Excel sheet whereby they just plug in the elements. Then they can calculate by Excel sheet the formula. That means, let's say you have a lot of stock in your warehouse. You understand what I'm talking about? You can see you buy how much, sell how much. After that, you just key the number. Then the answer will come out. That is the use of matrices. Understand? Because there are different columns, different rows. So you can actually identify where, which day, that kind of things. Okay? For people who do scheduling, it's very useful. Like which day, which one goes out, whatever. Then the matrix will just show. Whether there's an empty space or not. Understand? Okay? Alright, let's take a look here. The stocks for Chinese, Malay, and Tamil textbooks for Set 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in a school bookshop on the 1st of December and 1st of January are shown in Matrix A and Matrix B respectively. Now, between 1st December and 1st January, no new stocks of these books arrived at the bookshop. Now, what does that mean? That means 1st December and 1st January, when I compare, right, those that disappear means sold already. Do you agree with what I'm saying? They say no new stock, that means they didn't add anything. Alright, so the first one they say, find the matrix A minus B. Can I just give you the answer to A minus B? Okay. So A minus B is saddest thing that can happen in this kind of simple question. Add also add wrongly, minus also minus wrongly. And there's no one that can help you to understand. Okay, alright now. Part 2 is the one. Explain what the numbers in the matrix in part 1 represent. What does it represent? What did you write? So for each subject during the month of December. Now, I want everybody to look at the matrices again. First one is 1st of December, right? The stocks for Chinese, Malay, and Tamil textbook for Set 1 to Set 5 in the school bookshop on 1st December and 1st January are shown in Matrix A. That means what is existing in the bookshop, correct? Okay? So, when I take the first one minus the second one is what is being sold, right? Okay, but how can you tell properly that it is being sold? How do you tell properly? Because I will teach you again how to be very specific when I go to the working data question. That one is even more specific. You must say respectively and so on and so forth. Okay, class? So it represents the number of Chinese, Malay, and Tamil textbooks sold for Set 1, Set 2, Set 3, Set 4, Set 5 between 1st December and 1st January. Is it correct? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, so can no problem. Okay, that will be the end of the first part, where you have plus and minus. Are you all okay? And also, bear in mind, we can only plus or minus matrices of the same order. If not, we cannot do anything. Do you follow? Okay? Alright, good. Now, those who have finished, you can pass the work forward. The first row, hold on to it, because I want to do the second section. Okay. The second section of this one, multiplication is done. First is scalar multiplication. Next is matrix multiplication. Alright? Now, I'm going on to scalar multiplication first. Okay, look at page 140. What do you mean by a scalar multiplication? For example, all of you look up. Let's say I have this, 2 times this. What do you mean? You take 2 times everything. So this is 8. What is this? 10, 2, 4, negative 4, 10. Scalar multiplication means you multiply everything. Very easy. Just the number times the inside. Every element also must times. That's all. Okay? Now, next. Look at page 140 at the bottom. If A is PQRS, then KA is just to multiply everything. Can you see that? Yes or no? Okay? Now, then I'm not going to do the examples there first. I'm going to go on first. I want to do matrix by matrix first. Okay? Now, how to do matrix by matrix? This one is important. Okay? Now, if you have an m by n matrix, you must multiply by an n by p matrix. These two must be the same. Then the final answer will be an m by c matrix. What do I mean by that? For example, if this is a 3 by 2 matrix, I must multiply by a 2 by something. Let's say 2 by 4. Final answer will be what? A 3 by 4 matrix. Understand? Now this one has got to be the same, because if not, you cannot multiply. I will show you why later. Will that be okay? I will show you why later. But first of all, can I get the matrix multiplied by matrix done first? Because some people will be very confused as to, wow, how do we multiply a matrix by matrix? You know? Now I do a simple one for you. I want to go through the steps first, because when it comes to 5 by 5 or whatever, then it becomes very troublesome. All of look up. All of look up. This is important. Now this is easy because this is a 2 times 2. This is a 2 times 2, right? This one and this one same, right? So, okay. So, final answer will also be a 2 times 2. Okay. But how do we get the answer? That's the problem. It's not like, wow, this times like expansion like that. Not like that. Okay, all of you look up. I'm not going to go through the textbook. I'm very horrible. I don't have the time. Now, can you see this whole row? Can you see this whole row? This whole row must turn. Those in uniform group, you know what's Velo? What Velo means you turn. Okay? When you turn like that, the 1 will come here, the 4 will come here. You understand what I'm talking about? Right, just take this example. Okay? What's 1 times 2? You don't know what's 1 times 2? 14. What's 1 times 2? 2. Very good. What's 4 times 6? 24. Add together. First element 26. Yeah, what the hell? This is hell. Okay, now next. This one and this one will give me the first element, right? Oh, look up. This one, you turn again. Now the second one. 1 times 1. 1. 4 times 0. 0. Add together. 1. You must add. Understand? Okay? No. That's why I said I do a simple one. Then you look at me like, later I'll do another one. Don't worry. Okay, right? How to get the next one? Can you see this second row? Don't worry, I'll do another one. I still Velo. I still turn up. 3 times 2, right? What do I have? 6. 2 times 6. 12. So all together? 18. Okay? Third. 3 times 1? 3. 2 times 0? 0. So, 3. Now, it's not how you do. Because sometimes when the elements got negative or fraction, now that's the end of you. You understand. You do follow. Okay, now I'm going to do another one. All of you look up, okay? If the element got 0, I'll be very happy. Because if times 0 means 0, no need to add anything. Okay. Now, let me just show you this. This is a 2 times 3, right? I want this to be a 3 times 1. What do you mean by a 3 times 1? Let's say I have 1, 2, 3. This is a 3 times 1. Alright, now, class. Yeah, talking to you. 2 times 3, 3 times 1. Final answer is a what? 2 times 1, right? What do you mean by a 2 times 1? That means like that, right? Agree, class? Only got 2 elements, correct? Okay? Then people will say, jialat, don't know how to do right. Okay, now look at the board. I'm going to tell you first. How first? You all don't worry so much first. You all look at the board first, please. Do you identify that this is a 2 times 3? Can or not? Do you identify that this is a 3 times 1? What's the first thing you do? You check these 2 same or not? Same. Then the final answer will be this times this, right? So the final answer is 2 times 1. Am I right? Then you must think 2 times 1 looks like what? 2 times 1 looks like this. Because in exam, right, some people can think like that, no? I never bluff you what? They anyhow write one, oh, I saw it's a matrix, can already. Okay, can? So 2 times 1 looks like that. Am I right to say that? Okay, now all of you look at that. I'm going to do it now. All keep your mouth shut. Take the whole row. You see that? I always take the whole row. Turn. 1 times 1. 1. 4 times 2. 8. 5 times 3. 15. 5, 8, 23, right? And 1 here is what? 24. Add up all the things. Okay? Now, second one. Here. 2 times 1. 2. Negative 6, right? And what? 21. What's this? Negative 4 So this is 70. So can you see it's a 2 by 1? You see what I'm talking about or not? Turn. And then you multiply, add up. Okay. The whole is the same way. Every time the eyes cannot see straight up. You see the wrong row, wrong column, then get the wrong answer. Everybody clear with what I'm saying? Okay. You try one for me now. And you tell me what is this. You must check whether can multiply or not first. What is this? 1 by 3. What is this? 3 by 1. What's the final answer? 1 by 1. What do you mean by 1 by 1? There's only got one answer. Alright. Because you know why I say this? Some people 1 by 3, then 1 by 3 still can get answer. You know, people put like that, then like that, right? They put times. I don't know how they do it. Okay, then they use the algebra, everything combined together. It's wrong. Okay, this one's very easy. Can you see there's only one element? Can you see this is the row? I can turn. First one. Negative 49, right? Plus what? 16. Minus 15, right? Alright. What's negative 49 plus 16? Negative 33, right? Negative 33 minus 15. Negative 14. So his final element is negative 14. That's all. Everybody clear now? Everybody clear now? Okay, I want to ask this now. Can I multiply? Can I multiply? 2 by 3, 2 by 3 can multiply. Cannot. Can you see this one not the same? The column must be the same as the row. If not, you see, you know why cannot multiply all the way. Can you see if I take this row right, I turn right, that's not enough to multiply. You get what I'm talking about? Okay, so you must make sure that the middle one is okay first. Everybody clear? Scalar is okay. Scalar just multiply, that's it, done, finish. Okay, but when it's matrix to matrix, then that's got problem. Okay, now. Then I want to ask a question. Oh, look up. This is important. Now, let's call this matrix A and this matrix B. This is something that I want you to do. All of you look up. Please look up. This one exam to come on. Then don't come out, don't put this one. Okay? Now, this is a 2 by 2, this is a 2 by 2. Am I right to say that? Yes or no? Okay. I take this. I turn. 2 plus 12, right? 2 plus 12, what is it? 14. Next, 4 plus 9, right? What do we have? 13, correct? Next row. 4, 1, 1, 4, this one is just 8, right? Right, next one. 8 and 3, this is 11, correct? This is when I take A times B. Do you think the answer will be the same when I take A times B? Let's find it. I take B times A now, all of you look up. 2 and 8, what do I have? First one is 10. Can you see? I no longer have to do it already. It's different already. Can you see? Now, the matrix is not like numbers. A times B is not the same as B times A. Do you understand? Because of the row and the column. Do you follow? Yes or no? Okay, it's not the same. Now, when will it be okay? Oh, look at here. Let's say this is A. I told you before, what is this? What is this called? Identity matrix, right? look up, please look up. One, take this row. You see it's one. The other one, two, right? Do this. You have three, and you have four. Can you see when you take A times identity, you get A back? That's why I say this one behaves like one in the matrix system. Okay. Then you ask me, Joe, what if I have this? Is it still the same? The answer is yes. Only for identity. Let's see. What is this? First one is one, right? How about the second one? Two, third one, three, four. Can you see it's the same? So identity matrix means the same thing. Everybody clear? Can or cannot? Okay, last time we do have inverse and so on, but now don't have distributed obviously. Then there's one more thing that is very important that I need to say. For matrix multiplication. Now, what is the meaning of A squared in matrix multiplication? This is A times A, not the element square, 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 square. You understand? This is a very common mistake. Okay, let's say I let A be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What's the meaning of A squared? Whole class again. A times A. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct? Am I right? Now, I'm going to do the multiplication. All of you look up. Please look up. I do here first. First one. 7. Second one. 10. Good. Next one. 15. Good. Next one. 6 and 16. So what is it? 20. Now, can you see 8 times 8? It's not 1, 4, 9, 16. No, it's square. This is not equal. Square everything. No. Can you see what I'm talking about here? Yes or no? Then what's the meaning of A cubed? A times A times A. That means you must do 2 first, then after that do the other one. Everybody clear with what I'm talking about? Can or cannot? Can or cannot? Okay, Alright, good. Now, so I have already done these two, but let me just go through the examples. I have not gone through the examples. If I cannot finish going through the example, there will be no homework for today. Will you understand what? Okay? Alright, let's try. Stop thinking. Okay. All of you look at page 140. Can you highlight the last box? When you have K times A, is everything times that constant K. Page 140 at the bottom. Okay? Alright. Now I'm going on to example 3, example 4. Okay? Then followed by the other examples. Okay? Now let's look at example 3 first. The question says to evaluate 2A plus 3B. I'm going to do this straight away. All of you look up. What do you mean by 2A plus 3B? That means 2. Like that, right? Okay. So we have 10, negative 6, 2, 12, plus negative 6, 21, negative 12, 0, right? Okay, so we add up together. What do we have here? 4, 15, negative 10, and 12. This will be my answer. Okay? Now, there's some people ask me, Joe, you have matrix addition, you have matrix subtraction, you have multiplication, you have addition. The answer is cannot have a matrix divided by a matrix. This is not able to divide. Okay, but if you want to divide, right, you can divide by a scalar, that is times 1/3. Divide by 3, right? You do not go and say, divide by 3. No, I cannot. Understand? You times 1/3. Understand? If you want to divide by 3, there's no matrix division. Do you understand? Follow or don't follow? Okay, don't say, oh, I like what? I like that one. I also like, I'll divide by 1. That's it, I like. Okay? Now, next, look at B. This is the last one that I'm going to do. Example 4 and 5, we'll do it tomorrow. The question says, find the value of A and of B in the following. All of you look at the part. Now, I know you're tired, but please, this is in the syllabus. Now, I will multiply this. This will give me negative 2A, negative 2B. Okay? Alright, now then I'm going to do it. Negative 2A minus 5. Negative 2B plus 8 will be 7, 3, right? I told you when the equivalent, the elements are the same, right? Correct? So, I will have what? So, negative 2A is 12, A is negative 6. Can you see? I just compare elements, just like our 4A, 4B. Understand? Then we have negative 2B plus 8 is 3. Negative 2B equals to negative 5. B is just 5 over 2. Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? This is called scalar multiplication. Okay? This is what I want the class to do. Class, I know some of you are still confused about the matrix multiplication. I want you to go home and read. You draw the row, after that, then you multiply and then you add up. You understand? You must perfect this skill. If not, everything is wrong. Everybody clear with what I'm talking about. Okay? Then stop the video. No homework for today.